Hi guys, welcome to your 15th tip of the week with Helping Hands. This time we're talking about snipers and everything to do with snipers, how to use snipers, how to bait with snipers, how to counter snipers, and all things concerning snipers. So let's get into it. There are three types of snipers in the game. Let's go into them. So we have the British sniper, the Soviet sniper team, which is 2-man, and the ostia sniper over here. Now, what are the differences between these snipers? Now let's go into detail. So the British sniper, he can drop a flare, which will enable the two howitzers back at the base to start firing on a location for, I believe, 45 munitions. I have to check there. And also it can critically shot a tank or a vehicle, any kind of vehicle, and this will stun it. If it's a medium tank, it will normally just disable its turret. If it's a light tank, like a Panzer II or a 222, it will probably damage its engine. So that's bear that in mind as well. He also takes quite a while to fire. He's probably one of the longest snipers, the longest time to actually look at a person and then actually fire a shot. The fastest being the ostia sniper. The Soviet sniper is also quite slow, but I think he's a little bit slower than the British sniper. I'm not entirely sure, but I know they're both slow. Anyway, so let's go to the Soviet sniper. So the Soviet sniper, the obvious difference here is that he's a 2-man team. So if you lose one of the guys, then you can always retreat the others to get back to base quite quickly. And then that only costs you 90 manpower to reinforce. So these guys have got a bit more survivability than these other guys. However, the other thing to know about this sniper team is that if I put them in cover over here, the Soviet sniper team, if I take them out of cover, immediately as they get out of cover, they will lose their camouflage. Okay. Now compare that to like the British sniper and the ostia sniper. Let's get them over here and just compare the differences. So he's in cover. Okay, they're both in cover. So we take this guy out. See, he's still in camouflage for quite a few seconds after moving from cover. So this is very good for like traveling from cover to cover. So like for instance here, there is no cover, but we want to get over to this crater over here. So we'll take this British sniper and we'll walk him to over here. And he should stay in camouflage the entire time. And there you go. He's back in cover, so he'll retain his camouflage. Now let me just show you with the Soviet sniper. They won't be able to do the same thing here. Look, I'll try and move them over there. Then they break camouflage, and they gain it back as soon as they're in cover. But they're so this makes them quite a difficult unit for trying to counter snipe with, because you need to be in cover the entire time when moving with this squad if you're going to try and sneak up on an enemy unit. Now we could just do the same thing with the ostia sniper here. You can see he's in cover, and we're going to move him over here. He's out of cover, but still camo, and now he's also now back in camo. So the British sniper and the ostia sniper retain their camouflage a couple of seconds after leaving cover, whereas the Soviet sniper do not, which is a very big difference. Okay, so now also moving on to the ostia sniper. Ignore that ability. I don't know what that is there. It's just from this ability here, so ignore that. So the ostia sniper has two abilities. It can obviously hold fire like every other sniper here can, and it also has the incendiary round. Now the incendiary round is incredibly good for stunning enemy units and taking out a man on retreat. A lot of people use this to use this ability to finish off a man who's running away, because this is most likely, I would say, around about maybe 90% of the time that the shot will wipe the squad. I've had it multiple times where it hasn't wiped the squad, but it is a very sure. It's a much more sure way of finishing off the squad than letting the sniper auto fire, which I think is about maybe 50% chance that the sniper will get the guy on retreat, compared to men moving. So all snipers, when they're trying to shoot a guy who's on retreat, they have like a nasty penalty against them, because there's retreat. They get the squads on retreat get a retreat bonus, right? So they've only got 50% chance of actually killing that squad. But this ability here, the incendiary round, makes it a lot more likely you're going to get that kill. And also, like I say, it stuns the enemy unit. So if a huge blob is coming your way and you put the incendiary round in on them, they will all take a stun effect. Okay, so before I forget, all snipers have the exact same range, so don't forget that. And also, all their abilities unlock a veterancy 1. So you need all snipers need to be vet 1 before they use their special abilities. And also, I forgot to mention that the Soviet sniper could drop a flare in the sky, which gives a big amount of vision, and you can use that to your advantage. Okay, so let's move on to the ostia sniper. So over here we have some conscripts, and I want to demonstrate how effective the incendiary round is against a bunch. Imagine a huge blob of units all bunched up together. So as we see here, we're going to use V on our hotkeys, and we're going to hit like this model here and see what happens. As you can see, all four squads took the stun effect, so they lost they couldn't shoot for like 2 seconds, and also the shot also killed another dude, as you can see, as it's an incendiary round. If models are near to that shot, the member that gets the incendiary round fire from, then any models nearby will also take that, or likely to also burn as well. So here only one other model died, but you know, it's a random chance, you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, now I want to show you how effective the incendiary round can be for taking down an enemy Soviet sniper team. So here's a Soviet sniper team, and here's a Ostia sniper that's ready to fire. So if I was to attack this enemy sniper team, let's just make them the enemy, right? Put them on hot fire, just to give you an example. So this is the correct demonstration of how to do this, but we'll go over here and give you a bad example. So we will make this the enemy, and okay, we'll even put you in cover and see what happens. Okay, so there we go. Owner enemy. So here's what happens here. My sniper will fire on him. By the time I fired, this other Soviet sniper will then return the shot and finish me off. Right? So there I've lost 360 manpower and he's only lost 90. So we come down here and I'll show you how to engage it properly, right? So here's the enemy sniper. What we're going to do is we're going to fire and then quickly follow up with the incendiary round. Bang! The incendiary round is a lot quicker than a standard bullet, and that way you can quickly one-shot an entire 360 man Soviet sniper team. So if you let your Ostia sniper just fire and then try and fire again, it's not going to happen because the Soviet sniper is going to fire before you've reloaded, right? So what you want to do is you want to fire with your Ostia sniper with the incendiary round, okay? I also want to show you over here with the British sniper versus the Ostia sniper. The Ostia sniper fires faster than the British sniper, and I'll give you a quick demonstration of this. We'll quickly make this guy over here an enemy. The British sniper will be enemy, and as you'll see here, the Ostia sniper will always kill the British sniper first because the boy's anti-tank rifle is heavy, I would assume, right? And it takes longer for him to turn around and try and fire. But in reality, it's just that, you know, in the game code, the British sniper takes a bit longer to fire than the Ostia sniper. So you could always, if you find yourself in a one-on-one duel with a British sniper, you will generally win with the Ostia. And if you're British, you want to try and avoid that engagement because you know you can't fire fast, so you want to back away and try and hide away into cover. So now I'm going to give you an example of what British snipers stun round critical shot does. So for light vehicles like the Panzer II and the 222, it will damage the engine of these vehicles. For medium vehicles like from the Panther all the way down to the Ostwind, it will jam its turret. And for really heavy vehicles like the Sturmtiger, the Jagdtiger and the King Tiger, they will all be stunned. Okay, and I'll prove this to you now. Here we go. So let's begin this. As you can see, they're getting stunned. Wait for them to reload. There you go, that gets stunned. So the turret's being jammed. Again, turret jammed. See the Sturmtiger now has a stun, received a stun, and then there you go. Finally, the Jagdtiger received a stun as well. So there you go. That's what happens when you use a critical shot. So bear that in mind whenever you're dealing with enemy tanks. You might want to be able to, you think, oh, maybe I could get a damaged engine off on a light vehicle. That's always good. But like if you're up against the Sturmtiger and you think, oh no, what can I do? You can stop it from firing if you get the stun off quick enough. So try and bear that in mind. You know that your British sniper has quite a lot of utility when it comes to dealing with all a range of Axis vehicles. So that, I hope that was useful to you. We'll now move on to the next thing. Okay, now I'll give you an example of how useful the Soviet flare can be. So right now we've enabled the fog of war. We can't see over here. Let's imagine there's lots of enemy units here, so I can't get close enough with my sniper to spot an enemy artillery piece that I know has been firing at my units. So what I can do is I can drop a flare in the sky. Here we go. Here goes the flare. There we go. You can see it coming in. And now this should give me some vision as it's lit up. There we go. We can now see the enemy artillery piece, and this is giving me. And then I can easily now put a bombing strike in on it with a with an IL-2 bombing strike, and then take it out as like so. Boom. Which is a very useful way to give yourself some vision if you can't get near the target yourself, and it's a cheap way of reconning an area if you haven't got, like, for instance, recon run available. Okay, next we're going to move on to baiting. Now, what do I mean by baiting? Well, let's look. So here we have a conscript squad, and I'm going to purposely let it get shot at by this now austere enemy sniper, okay? So he's going to start taking shots at my conscript squad. And my purpose of doing this is to reveal the austere sniper while he's in cover, so I can take a free shot at him. And there we go. We finished him off, and we only took some one-man casualty for 360 manpower worth. So by baiting, you want to keep a squad out, let it get shot at by an enemy sniper so the enemy sniper is revealed, and then you quickly follow off with a counter snipe. Now this is incredibly obvious to anybody who's got a brain, right? So if I was that austere player and I was seeing and I was just easily taking pot shots at an enemy squad and he wasn't reacting, I would just think, hang on, why is he letting me do this? He's probably going to try and take a counter snipe at me. So I wouldn't do that. So what I would probably do is, with my austere snipers, I would probably put him on hold fire, take the shot, backpedal maybe once, because that would catch him off guard, because he won't be that quick to get ready with the counter snipe, because he hasn't seen my sniper yet. So I can probably take a shot, pull back, and not take another one, because if I take a second shot I'm being greedy, so I need to be careful. And then I'd probably bring up a 2-2-2, rush forward, and then hope to spot his sniper. If I don't spot his sniper and he's not there at all, I can just keep firing away with my austere sniper, because I know he's not in danger of being counter sniped. But bear that in mind. I'll do another engagement here, a quick example of how a bait might not be so obvious. Okay, so as we saw an obvious bait right then with the conscripts in this cover over here, but now we've moved them over to a strategic point. Now this might not be an obvious bait, because the conscript squad wants to hold his cutoff, for instance. Okay, imagine this was a cutoff point, or imagine this was a VP and he wants to stay he might be trying to capture the point, for instance, as well. So he needs to keep the squad there as long as possible to ensure that he gets the cap off. So therefore, that wouldn't be a full obvious bait, because then the squad is doing something else that might not be baiting. For instance, its role is trying to capture the territory. Now that is at best. If you could try and coincide that with getting your sniper up close to take out to counter snipe, then that would be a really good way of trying to take down an enemy unit. Okay, next we're going to be talking about how to use snipers in a general engagement. Now, when people first start to use snipers, they tend to retreat their snipers straight away as soon as shots start raining in on their sniper. Now, if you retreat your sniper straight away at the start of engagement for fear of it getting killed, then you're doing something wrong. First of all, your sniper should be in cover, and it should always be backpedaling during an engagement. Also, if your sniper does retreat, you're never going to be getting a good return on your investment of that 360 manpower, and you're going to get overwhelmed by the vast majority of enemy units that are on the field. Okay, so what you want to be doing is whittling down your enemy opponent, and while you're whittling down his manpower, you're not losing any manpower yourself, because your sniper is doing the damage, and those squads that are attacking you are not going to be able to kill your infantry because they're losing models, right? And they won't be that effective. So that way, you can have more manpower for building your units, and he's not going to have manpower because he's going to be reinforcing his squads that have been taking casualties to your snipers. Okay, so let's go on and do this engagement. So here we have a US force, a blob of US infantry, and we're going to attack this position over here with a few austere units. So let me show you how to do this engagement correctly, but let me give you some initial instructions. So first of all, you always want to have a grenadier near your snipers. Or if you are playing Soviets, you always want a conscript near your sniper team, or if you're Brits, you need to make sure your sniper is very close to an AEC or something like that. Why? Because if a 2-2-2 or like a Panzer II or any light vehicle quickly tries to jump on your sniper, you can then Faust the enemy vehicle or anti-tank grenade or whatever, and therefore the enemy vehicle can no longer give chase to your snipers while they retreat back to base. Okay, and then if the enemy vehicle has been Fausted or whatever, then it's very likely it's going to die, because it's tried to do an all-in on your snipers, and now it's like totally exposed because you've damaged its engine and it can't get out of there very quickly. Okay, so that's why you always want to keep a grenadier or any unit that can impair an enemy vehicle very close to your snipers, so you can save your snipers if needed. Okay, so that's why we have a grenadier near our snipers. So we also want to make sure that we have a clear line of cover that we can advance back if needed against enemy units. So if we were out on the road here and an enemy blob decided to charge at us, we would have to immediately retreat, because we're on the road, we're on negative cover, and we can't quickly jump back into cover. Okay, so or if we were over here, for instance, we would, we wouldn't be able to get into this cover over here quick enough. Okay, so you always want to make sure your snipers are in cover at any given time if possible. Okay, and as we see here, we also have this fence to backpedal along once this enemy blob starts moving, and then we're going to try and bait him into an MG42 as well. So another good idea is that you could start shooting with your snipers, and he's going to want to kill your snipers, right? So he's going to charge after you, and if he has a big blob, he's going to think, well, he can't possibly whittle down all my men, and therefore he's going to charge in with this entire blob, and then run right into your MG42. So we're going to initiate this engagement right now. So we've now spotted the blob, so we can take a shot, pull back with our snipers, keep pulling them back to cover. Let the Grens take some shots in here. Pull back, let them take a shot, pull back, keep pulling back. Use the cover. Keep pulling back, keep pulling back. Maybe jump in the house with our Grenadier squad to give us some LOS. Then we rush into the aim. We can now fire, get our MG, press Q, and then left mouse click to individually target enemy squads. This squad might die, so we're going to back them out here. There we go. Keep pulling back our snipers, make sure they're in cover. Maybe retreat our Grens. And there we go. Now we got an incendiary round because we vetted up our sniper. Pop that incendiary round in. There we go. We might want to save that. Because let's say you try to retreat now, then we pop the incendiary round on this one-man RE squad, we can kill it. And there we go. So basically you get the idea here. What we did was we backpedaled with our snipers, kept taking shots. They didn't take any losses themselves. We only took 2 manpower casualties on our Grenadiers. We could have retreated them at any given time. And yeah, normally, even if our opponent didn't lose any squads then, and he probably would have retreated straight away, we would have had full map control because that was a huge blob of infantry that retreated, right? So we would have been able to cap up the entire left-hand side here, and he would be back at base reinforcing all those units, while I would have just been, getting some free kills here, get veterancy on my snipers, MG vetted up as well, Gren's vetted up. £2, so what was that? Not much to reinforce there, and he had to reinforce maybe quite a few men, and all that manpower that I saved in that engagement. If I hadn't had hadn't had snipers then, and I had a lot of Grenadiers, that engagement would have I would have lost a lot more men then, and I wouldn't been able to buy. Maybe I wouldn't been able to tech up. So that's how you take a fairly good engagement with your snipers there. And try and bait them into an MG fire if you can, if you have an MG available. If not, all you just got to keep doing is keep backpedaling. If he tries to keep engaging your snipers, he's going to be on the move. If you've got infantry like Grenadiers that just stand still and stationary behind green covers, he's charging forward. They're just going to be taking so many casualties, and you just keep backing away. Every now and then, just take a shot. Once you've taken a shot, the sniper does have a cooldown time, so you want to wait for that cooldown time, and then you want to backpedal again. You want to backpedal away, okay? Put yourself in a situation here, right, where you've got a really low health squad and you're fighting up against an ostia sniper, but you don't want to retreat, because if you retreat, he might kill you on retreat. So let's just let this squad here, we'll make this enemy sniper owner, enemy, there we go, and he's going to start shooting this squad, right? We're going to let him get to like maybe 2 men, okay, let him get some more models killed here to demonstrate what happens. Okay, so we're going to try and run in here with this this squad. So we've got 1 man left. Now this is a bit risky, right? But what we can do is we can keep doing this with our squad. This might take a while, but we can keep kiting him around. Okay? Like this. And he will not be able to get a shot off because he takes a bit longer to fire than I do. There we go. Take a shot. Keep moving. Don't let him get a shot off. And see, because my conscript can fire quicker than he can. And I'm abusing the his longer aim time so that I can get damage done on him. But I got to keep moving because this is really risky. But you can get this to work. But this is, and it's quite micro intensive as well. But here's a little trick that you can do. Oh, that was close. Oh. But you can see I am killing him slowly. But you get the idea, right? Imagine he had an incendiary round shot, right? And if I were trying to retreat, I'd be totally screwed. Whoop! Ah! I'm gonna get him! Come on, Conscript, I believe in you. Oh, I missed. One more shot and he's got it. There you go. But yeah, so it's quite high intensive micro there, but you know, if I had retreated that squad, right, and he had the incendiary round, my squad would 90% chance be dead, right, and he would have just would have lived. Now, probably normally he would have like a grenadier nearby or a squad that's nearby to save his sniper, but let's just say you ever find yourself in a situation like this with just an ostia sniper versus a one-man squad. What, you know, it could be one-man engineer squad, one-man anything. Do that, and he might just be forced to retreat. Even if you force his retreat, then you've guaranteed that you've not lost your squad. Then, right? So try and do that. If you ever find yourself in the situation, it's very unlikely you will do, but you now know what to do if you find yourself, you know, in a desperate situation like that. But you've got to be super careful because, you know, it only takes one missed micro for the ostia sniper to get that shot, right? So, but if you keep moving just quickly enough, then you will be able to kill it. Okay, and finally for this video, we'll talk about what units are good for killing snipers. So for the Soviets, obviously, the Soviet sniper can take out an enemy sniper straight away. The M3 is good for chasing down enemy snipers. The T-70 is also a very good anti-infantry vehicle that is good at chasing units. Then onto the USF forces, the Pathfinders. They have decent rifles that are good at taking down snipers. But I don't really like choosing a commander specifically for countering snipers because this commander that the Pathfinders come in isn't very good. Normally I would like to rely on the M20. The M20 is very good at killing enemy snipers. And then also we have the WC-51 truck, which you can get out straight away with another commander. But again, like I said just now, I don't like choosing commanders straight away just to counter snipers because you can kill snipers off with other units like the M20, which is non-doctrinal. You don't need a commander for that. Now onto the Brits. Brits have a few more units that can do snipers. So obviously the British sniper can counter it. Two different types of commandos. Infiltration commandos are very good at quickly taking down a sniper if they get on top of it, and the best way to do this is if you have them on camo. You sneak up on an enemy sniper position via using camo, and then once you're on top of him, quickly turn off the whole fire, then just let loose with them. Or you could possibly lob a grenade on his position, maybe possibly on his little retreat path. So you might, even if he does spot you in time, the grenade will kill him on retreat. Same normal commandos, exactly the same thing. I think infiltration commanders are a little bit better to do that because they can spawn in a house where these 5-man commandos come in a glider and it's a bit obvious that they're coming in. Bren guns are fairly decent against killing snipers. And then we have the AEC. The AEC is a good all-round light vehicle. It can take out snipers with its gun, and it does have a little coaxial machine gun inside it as well, which does a little bit of DPS. So that is not a bad unit for chasing. Then we move on to the Axis forces. So I brought Ostia over here. We have the Ostroufen. Now, why do I choose Ostroufen? They're not particularly good for killing snipers per se, right? But they are good for taking sniper shots because they are cheap to reinforce. They reinforce incredibly quickly, and they're basically cannon fodder for enemy snipers. So they could be your baiting squad against an enemy sniper, and then your Ostia sniper can then take the shot which takes out the enemy sniper, and you would not have lost hardly any manpower. We've also got 222. 222 is very good against killing enemy snipers, against chasing down. Then we have also now going to the OKW units, we have Fallschirmjägers and Jaegers. I would normally choose Jaegers because their rifle is quite likely to actually one-shot one and kill the sniper sometimes. I've had that happen multiple times against my British sniper when I'm dealing with the Jaegers, so they're very good for killing snipers if they get on top of the enemy sniper. Fallschirmjägers are fairly decent as well with their guns. I forgot what it's called. FGs, I think. Then you've got the Kubelwagen. Kubelwagen's fairly decent against chasing snipers down. P2 as well. Also, infrared half-track. Infrared half-track can spot enemy snipers through the fog of war. You know, with the infrared, the enemy sniper icon will appear, so even if they are in camouflage, you will be able to spot them. So I use this unit for, you know, for identifying enemy snipers. Same thing can be applied with the 222. The 222, once it's veteran C1, it can gain infantry awareness, and this will spot snipers through the fog of war as well. even if they are camoed, so that's quite a good thing to know. I also just realised I forgot about partisans for Soviets. So also partisan troops are also exactly same thing as infiltration commandos. Spawn in an enemy house, put them on hold fire, and then you get on top of an enemy unit. Let's see if we can quickly show you partisans. Here we go. These guys. So these guys are good against killing snipers as well. They can sneak up on an enemy sniper and take him out. Like for instance, like these partisans and commanders were very good on maps like Samoski, Arnhem Checkpoint, where there's lots of houses on, and they can really mess some enemy units up. Especially commanders, because that grenade can just do so much damage. I think that is it. I cannot think of anything more I can talk about snipers. One other point maybe is that snipers can, when they shoot longer out of cover, so if they're shooting from cover, the longer they keep shooting for, the longer they'll stay uncloaked for. So so the first shot, will recloak after maybe a couple of seconds. But if they keep firing after that second shot, they will stay out of cover. They'll stay uncloaked. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else I can say. If I have forgotten, please check the comment section as well, guys, because I probably have forgotten something to do with snipers. And the comment section is always a good place to check if I've forgotten to say anything in this video. So you guys are very good on picking up anything I've forgotten. So again, thank you very much, guys, for your support. And yeah, I hope to see you on Twitch. If you've got any questions about Company Heroes 2, feel free to ask me there, because I can answer you there in real time. And yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in again for another tip of the week. Next week we'll be doing, I believe, a tip on basic build orders. I know a lot of people want to see that, so we'll do that. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.